Hi, thanks so much for joining us today. Stephanie and Derek Evelo here with the Evelo Team at Keller Realty. Today we're going to talk about multiple offers from a buyer's vantage point. So stay with us. Hi, thanks so much for joining us. Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about multiple offers from a buyer's vantage point. So we've got a couple of questions that have been requested to get answered, so we want to make sure that we get those covered today.
Yep.
And since Derek's our top buyer's agent and works with the buyers mostly, I want to make sure that we pull his expertise in. So Derek, one of the questions that was asked of us is, should I wait to see what others offer before I make my offer?
No, I think your best line of defense in this is to get your offer in, and the key to that in the limited inventory that we have not only here locally but around the country is get your offer in immediately and then ask for a very short time frame in order for the sellers to respond. Now this is coming from me helping somebody on the buy side, but write that offer and give a very short time frame to hopefully try to get something accepted prior to somebody else coming in, because what we don't want to do and what I don't want to do is get into a multiple offer situation, because what that means is that's usually going to drive up the price, and that's not what we want.
And usually how you can find out what would be a reasonable time frame for the sellers to respond is simply reach out to the agent.
Yeah.
Reach out to the agent, have your agent reach out to the agent and find out what would be a reasonable time frame for the sellers to get back to you. So so that you can put accurate.
Yeah, because there's always situations, somebody may live out of country, may live out of town, they've already got relocated, whatever the case may be. But the very number one thing I'm going to do is make that phone call to the other agent to find out, do you already even have an offer on the property? And that will help us make a decision whether we're going to go ahead and get into the game or whether we're going to wait.
So is there, so if there's already an offer on the table, would you recommend that a buyer goes ahead and makes an offer?
Yes, I mean, if they like the house
and
enough.
Gets into a multiple offer situation?
Yeah, and you know, if the buyer likes the house enough and they want to go ahead and put their,
Offer in?
Exactly. Then I'm going to go ahead and tell them to do so. But here's the strategy on that. The two things I'm going to have and make my buyer do is write that offer and put in your highest and best right up front, that you leave nothing on the table, so
what
that
they're comfortable with offering.
Right. So basically, if you get the offer rejected, that we didn't leave anything on the table, that you put your best foot forward and did it that way. The other thing that is key right now in this market with such low inventory is making sure that you as the buyer are pre-approved, and not only pre-approved, but being able to get a hold of your lender and make sure that they can write the pre-approval letter that has the actual address of the property you're writing the offer on, because a seller loves nothing.
So not a generic pre-approval letter.
Correct. And the sellers love nothing more than to see their address on a pre-approval letter from a buyer coming in. And I have won over several deals over the last 20 years with having an address-specific pre-approval letter. That may not mean may not mean a whole lot to some people. But I'm telling you, sellers love to get their warm and fuzzies seeing their address on a pre-approval letter.
So last question, is there anything that I should or can do to make my offer stand out to sellers? Or is that, we kind of answered that?
Yeah, I think we kind of answered it, having that address-specific pre-approval letter, writing it as clean as possible. You know,
and when you say clean, what would be clean?
Yeah, you know, a lot of times you may want to ask for a home warranty. You may want to hold off this time. There's some other little ancillary fees that you may want to go ahead and pick up as the buyer. The cleaner the offer, the easier.
So lack of contingencies.
Not
contingent. If you can, write it non-contingent upon the sale of the home.
Right.
Or
maybe not ask for home warranty. There's some other things that you can do.
Appraisals. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of different things that the offer is really contingent upon, but you may be able to write it up so that you're still protecting yourself, but removing some of those contingencies that a seller may feel that may be showstoppers for you. So coming from a seller's standpoint, what a seller never wants to do is accept an offer and then get down a week or two into the process only to find out that something stops the buyer from moving forward, and now they have to go back on the offer and they back on the market, and they lost the opportunity with another offer. So so the least contingencies that you can put up front in your offer puts you at the highest negotiating power from a buyer's standpoint.
Sure.
So, well, thanks so much for joining us today. Anything else you wanted to share?
No, please just give us a call. We'd love to help you out either on the selling side or the buy side. Obviously, we're a group of professionals. We know what we're doing, and we'll do our darndest to help you get that house or sell that house. So.
And so if you're in a multiple offer situation or have any other questions about that from a buying standpoint or a selling standpoint, please feel free to reach out to us. If you'd like to find out the value of your home, you can do so by clicking the buttons below. Or if you're wanting to search for a home, obviously you can use that resource here by clicking below on the buttons. Please feel free to reach us by phone, text, email, whatever is your preferred communication method. Again, thanks for joining us today. Stephanie and Derek Evelo here with the Evelo team at Keller Williams Realty. And don't forget to make each moment count. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.